everyone, welcome to Make a Card Monday. So today we're going to be playing with a new stencil I got from Gina K Designs. It's a beautiful sunflower stencil, and we're going to be doing a fancy cut on our card. So here is the stencil. It has 4 pages, and it's called sunflower sunflower design or something. I couldn't read it, so but I will link it down in the description. And it comes with all of these different layering stencils. So I wanted something that was southwesty, not just plain sunflowers. I do love sunflowers, but I'm not like a huge fan of the regular colors. I like bright and cheerful things. So, and then I do have this really cute hello that I'm going to be using for this card. So first off, I'm going to cut this card. I'm going to take the seam and lay it where my cutting guide is. And the point of the card will be on number 5, at the bottom of my Spellbinders paper cutter. This way I know if I like this card that I knew where to do the point again to do the same thing. I didn't want a refrigerator card. I wanted something that could stand up. I did watch Gina make one of these on her channel, but she cut the bottom part off. And she called it a refrigerator card. So I wanted something that could stand up. Most of the people that I send cards to or people that buy them would want them displayed, so that's why I cut it this way. I'm going over it with my bone folder to get a nice tight seam on that. But I am going to tape it together while I do the stencil. So I'm going to take the Gina K Designs 1/4 inch masking strips and make myself a cute little border on here. These come in handy when you're doing ink blending. When you don't want it on a certain area, they stick pretty well. But they're like Post-it notes, so they're very low tack. They don't rip your cardstock. So I'm taping it down to this piece of craft paper so that I can be as messy as I want to be. And this way, while I'm stenciling, if I get it on that masking, it won't show up on the card. So I'll have a nice crisp edge. And I will be blending the edge out as well. I wanted to get it so tight to that edge. I didn't want any of the color to get on the very edge. So I'm using Simon Hurley, Slippery When Wet, Guppy, and Overzealous, I believe it is. And then I'll be using the I think it's Prom Night is the red. I should have wrote them down. But you'll get the gist of it. So this is the Slippery When Wet. So I'm blending it out to the edges, and then I'm going a little heavier towards the middle just to give it some shading. I've been getting all my Christmas stuff sorted I cannot wait to make Christmas cards. But once I start, I'm not going to want to quit. So I'm still sorting. So you'll be seeing a lot of videos November and December. They won't just be on Mondays. I'll have them here and there. So that was the first layer. This layer is going to give me the insides of my sunflower leaves. I'm using Guppy on this one. This is a very juicy ink pad. And then I'm going to do the next layer. I love how she has them numbered so they're easy to line up. Next color is Remember Me. And then the red is Bee Sting. So I'm doing the whole thing here with this teal color. And then I'll probably go back with my blending brush and do the center a little darker. This is Bee Sting. So I'm holding off on the Bee Sting. I am going to take this brown first, and this is a Memento ink, and that color is Rich Cocoa, just to do the centers of the orangey yellow flowers. I wanted that Southwest color palette. Now I'm making those centers darker. So when I looked at this stencil, I thought, I really don't like those leaves. And I'm not a big fan of the dots either, but it needed something a little bit more. So I went in, I'm going to mask off the leaves so I don't get red in there. And I am going to put red on those dots. With a small brush. Because if I went any smaller on this brush, I would have gotten goobers, because this is a really juicy pad as well. I was afraid it would go under the stencil. And those two at the top, just a little bit's going to show on that one. And the ones on the bottom were already covered with the masking strip, so I didn't need to do those. So after I get these off, I'm going to clean a little bit of the ink off of there and go in with my green. I wish I wouldn't have done the leaves, but it's pretty. But for myself, I would not have done the leaves, because there's only 4 that actually fit on the card, and my tape will not stick over an inky spot. So I'm going to grab a little brush and go in really light. And I believe I used New Sprout as my green from Memento. And this is what we end up with. It's pretty, but I don't understand why the leaves are there, you know? So, but it's pretty. I'm going to leave it. It's kind of a tapestry sunflowery type of card. Makes it really pretty. So I was going to take the masking strips off, and then I remembered, oh, shade your edges. Shade your edges. This is a little trick that I picked up from Gina, and it does make a big difference when you shade that edge. It's just so subtle. You want hardly any ink on your brush at all, but it gives you a nice border. I love taking the masking strips off so you can see it. And this is our finished card design. I didn't put anything in the center because I'm going to put gold jewels in there. And I really like this hello because it's hearty. It's very thick. And I think it's a great way to open the card with that itself. So I'm going to glue this on so it's on nice and snug. And I'll leave this set for a bit. So I pulled out my gold stick-on jewels, trying to use those up as well. I'm going to take this little piece of tape out of there that was holding it nice and tight together. It's so pretty. I love the colors. It's so bright and cheery. And I'm going to put one in every center of these flowers. So the little ones in the blue, and then bigger ones in the sunflowers themselves. Struggle bus. You set them down in the center and they roll. You just have to show it who's boss. I'm doing this in real time so you can see how long it actually takes to put those on. It's super cute. I will put this card in my Etsy shop if you're interested in purchasing this card. I am going to make a few more of these with different colors. I really like this, the way the sunflowers came out. So I'd like to mix them up with different colors just to see, where the teal is. Put a different color there just to see what it would look like. Like a red would be pretty too. But it's nice because there's a little something on the inside. And it's signed. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next Monday. Bye now.